guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this week's video. If you're new here, my name is Lisa and I'm a freelancer in Cornwall, and if you're not new here, then welcome back. The sun is finally out here in Cornwall and I'm so happy about it. So I thought for this week's vlog, what I would do is show you guys what I'm up to outside of work and give you a little taster into what it's like to live here in Cornwall. I'm going to be going on some runs by the sea. I've got this exciting yoga morning at the Eden Project this weekend and going for a roast dinner on the beach with my friends. So basically it's like all my favourite pastimes rolled into one vlog. If you do enjoy this week's vlog, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We are kickstarting the vlog with a 5k run. It's currently 8 AM on Thursday. I've just had some porridge. I'm fueled up, I'm hydrated, and I'm ready to get out on a 5k before work. Also, tell me it's spring without telling me it's spring, because I am actually in my shorts for the first time this year. Got my legs out, ready to get some sunshine on my skin. Let's get these trainers on and get on this run. Just parked up, it's so sunny. I'm so excited for this run. Let's get 5k in the bag before work. Let's go. Oh, 5k done. That was tough. Whew. I am gonna go and grab a coffee. I've actually ran from one side of town literally to the other. I'm currently at Fistral, which is quite far from where I parked the car, but I just didn't have it in me to turn around and run back. I had to just keep going forward and forward, and it's such a nice day that I don't really mind looking back and getting a coffee from somewhere in town. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll give you a quick debrief when I'm in the car. Okay, that coffee shop didn't have ice, so we're going somewhere else because I can't do hot coffee right now, I just cannot. Made it back to the car. Oh, nothing beats getting in the sunshine and moving your body in the morning. Like, my brain is just set for the day now. So good. It's actually 10:30. I feel a bit guilty about that because I also have a meeting at 11 and I currently look like this. I'm not at home, but it is just a short 30-minute call, and it's kind of like a low pressure meeting, you know, so I feel like it's fine if I show up a bit like this. I would be a lot more organised if it was like a new client briefing or like a really important meeting, obviously. And I'm going to be way more productive because I feel good now. I feel ready to go for the day. I went to House of Glass for a coffee. Best coffee in Newquay that I've tried so far, because I haven't tried all of them. But honestly, it's like the best coffee I've had in a very long time, like overall, just in life. It's such a good coffee spot. So if you're in Newquay, go to House of Glass. It's just at the top of Killer Court, and then you can walk down across the grass and you're literally overlooking the beach. Stunning vibes. But I got there and I was looking like this, a bit sweaty and hot, and I was like, please, I get a nice latte. Normally that's fine. And they were like, no, we don't have any ice, sorry. So I actually felt really bad because I normally would just be like, no worries, like I'll just get a hot coffee, but I just could not like fathom having anything hot. There's this EasyJet plane, right, that has been circling for the past 20 minutes, which is really weird because we obviously have Newquay airport here, so it's normal to see the odd plane, but it's not a huge airport. There's probably like I don't know, 3-4 flights a day. There's normally like a London flight, you can fly to Portugal from there, but this, like, it looks like the same EasyJet plane has just been circling. Like, I've seen it 6 times in the last, like, well, 20-30 minutes since I've been walking back. So I don't know what the hell's going on there, if they're having trouble like landing it or what, or maybe it is just a different plane, but I don't think it is. So weird. Sorry. Anyway, that just distracted me then. What was I saying? Yes. So I ended up going to Sprout for coffee, which I've not been to before, but it's basically like this little health shop, and they have a really cute little garden that you can sit in, and it's like, yeah, got supplements, you know, kind of like your Holland and Barrett, but like a independent version. And they have coffee there and cakes and like healthy whole foods. And I've never been in there before. It's kind of hidden, tucked down like a little Newquay, but that was kind of the closest place that I could think of to try and get an iced coffee, and luckily they had some ice. So yeah, I had this massive coffee, put it in a huge cup, but hey, it did the job, so that's the main thing. I don't know why I'm still not starting this engine and driving, because I've got to go. I've got a meeting. Just on my cool, and now it's lunchtime. I bought these yesterday, and I'm very intrigued to see what they're going to be like. They're heck sausage rashers, so I thought I'd make some kind of breakfast sandwich situation with this, some bacon, some eggs and some tomatoes. Thought about putting avocado in as well, but I think that's a step too far. Thought that would be a good lunch for a post run because it's got a lot of protein in it. So yeah, that's what we're gonna make, and then I'm gonna have a shower. Yay! I think that looks pretty good. I don't know why I've done this to myself though, because I'm not very good with eating messy food. And this is going to be so messy. But also, this is exactly what I want post-run. It's 4 o'clock and I've just popped out to get my eyebrows waxed. I have definitely neglected my eyebrows. I'm a bit low maintenance when it comes to beauty and things like that. I just am kind of rubbish, and I will get my brows waxed and then I will forget about it for like months, or I'll just end up like plucking them when they need it instead of like being consistent and going and getting them done. But I do always like them when I have them done. I think part of the problem was that I was having to drive 30 minutes to Truro every time I wanted to get my eyebrows done, because that's where the person who does them, her salon is. And while she's amazing, it is like an hour round trip for what is essentially a 10-minute treatment. And you've got to pay for parking as well, when there are loads of options here in Newquay. So I'm going to one that was recommended to me, and it's literally a 5-minute drive away from my house. So I've just parked up here, gonna head in a minute. But yeah, just gonna like tidy up my brows because they need a little bit of love. So hopefully I'll be in and out and then back home to finish up work for the day. Oh, hello, here they are. I am so happy with these eyebrows. That is a 10 out of 10 job for me. The woman was so lovely as well. So yeah, good news. We found a beauty therapist here in Newquay. That is good news. I would travel 30 minutes to get a treatment, but when it's a brow treatment that literally took 5-10 minutes max, it's just not worth driving all the way. I do drive to Truro for my hair, but that's very different. Like, me and my hairdresser are bonded for life. I'm gonna head home now and finish the rest of the day. Good morning, guys. It's Friday and I'm just about to head out the door to drop my car up to the garage for a service. It's got to go in for its interim service, and also it's got to have something done to the brake pads. So I'm gonna be carless today, but I thought it would be a nice opportunity to walk to the beach after I've dropped the car, because I'm gonna have to walk home anyway, so I may as well walk via the beach. I'm gonna head down to Porth, and then I think I might brave a swim. I think. I'm pretty nervous about that because I used to always go in the water no matter what time of year. If it was January, if it was June, I would go in the water. It was actually around COVID lockdown times that I started doing this with a friend. We decided to actually try cold water swimming. So we went for our first ever cold water dip in the middle of January. It was freezing temperatures. I came out of that water and my skin was like the same color as my nails. It was like bright red, but it just felt so good and so invigorating, and I could totally see why people rave about cold water swimming and how cold water therapy is like so good for your mental health. And then for the whole of 2021 and 2022, I was a cold water dipper. I would go in the water probably at least once a week, sometimes multiple times a week. That was also when I lived in Falmouth, which is an amazing place if you're into cold water swimming, because a lot of the waters are calmer than say here in Newquay, where we get more waves because of the surfing conditions, which is really great if you surf. But I would say Falmouth and the south coast is slightly better for sea swimming. But obviously I do live in Newquay now, and I do know some good spots for sea dipping, and Porth is definitely one of them when it's calmer. So I haven't actually checked the water conditions or the tide times or anything like that. I think I am just gonna walk down from the garage, which is probably about a 20-minute walk away, down to the beach, and then see what the conditions are like. And if I feel like going in, then I'll go in. I've got my swimming costume on underneath this, and I've got all my swim stuff in my bag. So if I feel brave enough, I'm gonna brave a sea dip. And I've also messaged my friend Caitlin, who lives in Porth, and she might join me. I think she's gonna see how she feels this morning. But yeah, I might catch up with her this morning as well. And then after my dip, I'll just head back home, do some work, and then wait until I can walk back to get the car. Car all dropped to the garage, and I'm just walking down to the beach now. I've just spoke to Caitlin, she's gonna meet me down there. And apparently the water is perfect conditions for swimming, so it should be good. I'm nervous. It's actually still quite cold, even though it's glorious sunshine again today. But I'm hoping that the walk there will warm me up a bit, and then I'll feel ready to dunk in the water. Oh my god, first cold water dip of 2026. Also the fact that I vlogged this and said it to you guys. If I don't go in now, I'm going to look like a bit of a wimp. I don't think my ego can take that. Also, I said to myself that if I go in the water, I'm allowed to treat myself to a little takeaway coffee to walk home with. So all these motivations are going to get me in that water for sure, and I know I'm going to feel good afterwards, because you never regret a sea dip.
So tell me, Lisa, are you excited to go swimming?
I am, because I know that afterwards I'm going to feel amazing, but when I go in, it's going to feel painful. That's what I've been in all winter. So I don't know. It wasn't too cold, it wasn't, the sand was getting and then the waves were just too big, and I got scared.
No, that's fair enough. They looked really big in the video.
Early. I'm from Falmouth, I don't belong in wavy Newquay. Caitlin's just left to go and start work, and I am going to do the same, I promise. But I mean, come on, look at this. This is just such a gorgeous way to start the day. I will admit that swim was a bit pathetic, but hear me out. It just wasn't getting any deeper, so I just kept walking. I was walking and walking and walking, and the water was just staying at the same level. But then the further out I went, it was actually quite choppy, and I could feel like a bit of a swell, and I just didn't love that, so I didn't really like dunk in. But I will say that the actual temperature wise wasn't too difficult. Like, I did feel like I could have submerged myself, and yeah, don't get me wrong, it was really cold, but it wasn't the cold that was putting me off. It was like the waviness, and it was all just a little bit choppy, which is kind of typical for the north coast. But yeah, I still really enjoyed it, and you know, I got the benefits of getting the cold water on my skin, even if it was just kind of like up to my waist. Before I went in, I did make sure to check the Surfers Against Sewage app, which basically shows any pollution or sewage spills on the beaches across the UK. I'd actually never heard of this app before, but I recently watched the documentary on Channel 4. Well, actually that's a lie, it's not a documentary, it's a factual drama. 3 episodes, it's called Dirty Business, and if you haven't watched it, definitely give it a watch. It's eye-opening. It's about how the water companies are dumping sewage into the rivers, the lakes, the seas, literally thousands of times a day, and there are accounts in there of people getting sick, and some of the more extreme cases where like people have passed away because of these companies dumping sewage. And it was eye-opening. It made me quite angry, it made me quite sad. I definitely recommend watching it, even if you don't live near the sea. I do think it's good that we're educated on this stuff, and I'll admit, someone who has lived by the beach most of their life, I was very naive and didn't realise that this was happening. And as I said, back in 2021, 2022, any chance I got, I'd be in the sea, and it never even occurred to me that there would be raw, untreated sewage in our waters. So yeah, I would 100% watch Dirty Business on Channel 4. It's pretty gross, pretty gross. So I made sure that I checked the Surfers Against Sewage app before I went in the water just then, and there have been no recent sewage spills on this beach, which is really good. But there are some in Cornwall, literally this morning, with little red crosses on them to not go and swim. And previously, I wouldn't have known that, and you know, you could end up getting really sick from sewage. So yeah, it's just important that we all stay educated and safe. Anyway, on a lighter note, I am just heading across the road now to get a coffee, and then I think I'll walk back home and start the day. Just coming up to 7 AM on Saturday, and I'm just about to leave the house to pick up Caitlin, and then we're driving to the Eden Project to go and do yoga in the Mediterranean biome. I'm really, really excited for this. I booked this for us probably 3 or 4 weeks ago now, and it's come around on the sunniest weekend of the year so far. It's going to be so cool to do yoga in a really different space. I'm used to doing yoga just in the studio at my gym at Sea Space, but this is going to be in the Mediterranean biome, surrounded by all of the plants, and inside the biome they also have a climate that they've created and cultivated to grow all of the Mediterranean plants in there as well. So when you walk into the biome, it is like you're walking into somewhere in the Med. After you've done your yoga session, you're allowed to actually have a walk around the Eden Project, and normally it's quite expensive to get into the Eden Project, but the yoga session itself I think was only £10, which I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the price and just had to book it. So not only do you get an hour of yoga in this amazing space, but then you get to walk around the attraction as well. So I'm looking forward to having a little mosey around after the yoga session. We have arrived at the Eden Project. Yay! We are the only people here, and the email... We got here really early, and I don't want to speak about it. In the email it did say that there was a park run and this yoga class, so get here really early in case you can't get parking. And when I tell you, like, all we've seen today is 2 deer. 2 deer and us with our yoga mats. Yeah, so it's a good start. What did you think of that?
It was dreamy. It was so nice to pretend you're in the Med.
Yeah, I feel blissed out.
Yeah,
that's what I feel. I feel like I've been on holiday.
There was a bit of Tai Chi in there as well.
It was just dreamy.
It's unexpected.
I feel rebirthed.
I've been reborn.
Got the goods. Carrot cake.
Secure.
Carrot cake times 2. 2 iced coffees. Stunning scenery. actually quite scary. Well, I knew you were going to do that. We're back in Newquay now. I have just parked up at the garden centre because basically I need to buy a new plant pot for a plant that I bought for my living room. It's an artificial one, but it looks really realistic. Well, I think so anyway, but it didn't come with a plant pot, and I'll insert a picture just so it's easier than me trying to explain it, but it does look a bit silly, just kind of sat how it came. I love the plant so much, but yeah, it just needs a pot. So I thought I'll just nip to the garden centre because I've got some time and see if they've got anything nice. Then I'm gonna head to Morrison's because I need to pick up a few bits, including something for dinner tonight. I'm thinking about just grabbing a pizza. I would normally cook myself something nice for dinner on a weekend, but to be honest, with this weather, I don't really fancy standing in front of a hot oven all evening cooking. So I think we'll just grab a pizza and treat ourselves. But yeah, let's go and see what Newquay Garden Centre have got and hopefully find a nice pot for my plant. No luck with the pot plant, sadly. They just didn't really have one that I loved in the size that I needed. The only one that I really liked was the yellow one that was like yellow, kind of 3-tiered, so like a dark yellow, a lighter yellow, and then a white. And I think given that my carpet is a disgusting brown colour, which I did not choose because I'm a renter and I can't change the carpet, I thought that it kind of needs something a little brighter. I did take a photo of the yellow one so I could potentially look online to see if they sell it in a bigger size. I'm sure they do it in a bigger size, but they just didn't have it in stock at Newquay Garden Centre, which is a shame. I am kind of toying with the idea that I just grab something to go or grab something that I can make to put in Tupperware and then take my dinner and sit on the coast and just watch the sunset. That kind of feels like a good idea. I am really tired. I've been up since 5:30 this morning and have done a lot, but it just seems like such a shame to kind of waste the sunshine. I don't know about you guys, but I always get sunshine guilt. So if it's really lovely weather, I just feel like I have to squeeze the most out of it, even though sometimes that's not realistic, especially if you've got to work. The sunset is at 6:30 and it's 4:30 now. So I have got 2 hours, so I could go home and chill for a little bit. Just trying to think of where I would go. Maybe Watergate could be a good one. I'm gonna have a think. I'll get back to you on that one, guys. Just packed up a little dinner, made some pesto pasta, and I've got some mango, and I have decided that I'm gonna be spontaneous and I'm gonna drive to the coast and find somewhere to sit and enjoy this while I watch the sunset. So yeah, let's go on a little solo girl sunset date. Good morning, guys. It is Sunday and I'm literally just about to head out the door
to go for a roast dinner with my friends. I'm actually going to be driving to Porthtowan, which is about 30 minutes away. Sorry, I don't know why I turned the camera on and then decided to put on my lip gloss. There we go, that's better. It's basically about 30 minutes drive away. And we're going to a pub called the Unicorn on the beach, which is, yeah, like literally right on the beach. I haven't been there in honestly about 7 years, but when I tell you that the roast dinner really sticks out in my mind still as like one of the best roasts that I've had, definitely in the top 3. And I'm really excited because, yeah, I haven't been in so long and I'm really hoping that it lives up to the memory in my head. I'm meeting 2 of my friends, Abby and Emma. I'm really hoping we can also get a table because it's one of those places that doesn't take reservations, which really sends my type A brain into a spiral. What do you mean I have to drive somewhere that's kind of in the middle of nowhere and there's no other options for lunch? And I don't even know if we're going to get a table, but I'm sure it will be okay. Like, we're not in the height of summer yet. It's quite a big pub as well, so I'm sure we'll be fine. I've had quite a slow start to Sunday morning, which was definitely needed after yesterday's super early start and jam-packed day. I let myself have a little lie-in till about 8:30, which is quite funny because if you asked younger me if 8:30 was a lie-in, I would have said, no, that's super early. But these days, if I'm sleeping in anything past 7:30, I'm having a lie-in, and yeah, it felt good. It was definitely needed. Had a nice shower, washed my hair, had a nice breakfast, and did a tiny bit of work. So I feel like I've just kind of settled into the day nicely, and now we're gonna go out and get some food. I'm gonna hop in the car now because if I don't leave now, I'm gonna be late, and I will catch up with you guys when we're at the beach. Such a big plate of food. Oh my goodness. I feel like I've come over all like sleepy and just, you know, when you've had a really big meal and all you want to do after is just lie down and nap, or like lie down and just put some movies on the TV and just kind of sloth out. That's exactly how I feel right now. But I actually do have a little bit of work to do because I'm actually going away for 2 nights tomorrow on a work trip, which basically means that I'm going to be away from my desk for 2 days, which means that I just have a few things that I need to wrap up before I go, which in turn means that I need to do a little bit of work now. So I think what I'm going to do is make myself a tea, get some caffeine in me, get some work done, and then I can relax for the rest of my Sunday evening. Anyway, I think I'm going to sign the vlog off here, guys. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. Really hope you've enjoyed this one. I've certainly enjoyed making it. I think this is one of my favourite vlogs that I've done so far. Hopefully it's given you a little bit of an insight into what I get up to outside of work, but also what it's like to live here in Cornwall, especially when the weather is nice. I'm not going to lie to you, it's not always like this, but I do feel like if you can weather the winters, then you definitely get the rewards when it comes to spring, summer, because I personally feel like there's nowhere else in the UK that I would consider living, because I just value having beaches, countryside, coastal walks all on my doorstep so much. And yes, when you live here, it's not like you can always be on holiday mode and be out there enjoying those things as if you were on holiday. But it's nice to have the work-life balance that when you do finish work, if the weather's nice, you can go for a swim, you can go for a run along the beach, you can meet up with friends and do fun stuff. And yeah, I just really wouldn't want to live anywhere else in the UK. What I would love to do is live somewhere where the weather is like what it has been like for the last 4 days at all times, and I don't really know where that is, but I think you've just got to be grateful when the weather does come around. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like the video and hit subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. It means the world to me if you would do that, because it helps to grow my channel, reach new people, and allows me to continue making this content for you guys. I hope you all have a lovely week, and I look forward to seeing you in my next vlog. Bye guys!